What if I told you that you have superpowers? That you, yourself, are a god? Oh, the blasphemy. I mean, how can we not be though? Prepare yourselves for some cognitive dissonance, because I'm here to tell you that we are all gods. Whether you realize it or not, by default, we are all creators of our own environment. How, you ask? Wouldn't you love to know how? We are going to delve deep into a few things on how we design our reality. And if you're feeling some type of way about what I'm saying, just be aware that it has nothing to do with me and everything to do with you. We are going to talk about the human energy and our DNA. Careful now. With great powers come great responsibility. Now let's dig deep and embrace the strange.
Something strange, TV.
Something strange about human energy and DNA. I remember as a child going to church and listening to people saying that we must obey. I remember feeling uneasy with that. What made it uncomfortable was people saying that if we don't obey, God will punish us and the word hell will be mentioned. And as if to make us feel better, they will say, but God loves us all. I always thought, what if my mother would punish me like that? How is that love? Isn't love a beautiful energy? Unconditional love, that is. It's everywhere, whether you believe it or not. I mean, look around you. Our world, our planet, our home. It's beautiful, isn't it? You can see animals roaming, insects buzzing and playing their part in making our world habitable. People interacting with one another, giving each other a helping hand when it's needed, no matter the color. Isn't that unconditional love? Which is why I pay no mind to newspapers or social media where they are constantly talking about violence and racism. It's like a loop that plays over and over again. It's all to keep us in a lower frequency and to distract us from knowing who we really are. Gods. Now, I'm not saying that there's no higher being that created us. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that we are creators of our own reality. What we focus on, we bring upon us. Let me explain. When one is familiar with law of attraction and they are working on manifesting, let's say, money, they wouldn't say they want to be all caught up on bills, because now your focus is on bills. Instead, they will say that they want money, 200, 300, 400, 100,000, whatever it is, because now your focus is on the energy of money. You are tuning yourself on the frequency you're lending focus to. I mean, if you're buying a house, would you go to a neighborhood you have no desire living in to look for a house, then go home and complain that you didn't find a house? Blah, 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 blah. I'm pretty sure you will go to a neighborhood you'd wish to move into to look for a house. That's where your focus should be in a neighborhood you want to live in. This is how you create your reality, with thoughts. This is why it's important to surround yourself with positive people. People who are draining you of your good energy, you should stay away from. Human energy, huh? Our body's designed perfectly and phenomenally. You don't give credit where credit is due. Come on, how can we settle for anything else than to identify as gods? I mean, look how amazingly intelligent we are and how we interact. When babies make eye contact with their mothers, the pair's brainwaves become synchronized. Our brains are constantly firing electrical impulses known as brainwaves. When brainwaves are synchronized, it means our brains are sending these rapid electrical impulses in the same way as the brains of the other people we're interacting with. Scientists have even shown babies synchronize their heart rate and even their emotions when they interact with their mother. It doesn't stop there. We all have that bond with one another. We are all connected. We are all one, which is why we must be careful with our thoughts, because we also bond with the universe. And our waves are constantly attracting what our thoughts are creating at the same frequency it's operating. What you focus on is what you attract. Watch CNN and Fox News all day. Guess what you're going to attract? You think it's just bad luck, huh? See, our thoughts have electrical charge arising from electrical activity in the brain and emotions, which are magnetic in charge. Together create a feeling when they are blended together in human consciousness. This created feeling is registered or felt in the body on a scale that has a positive charge at one end and a negative one at the other. That feeling is then projected outwards via the heart from the individual who created the feeling out into the conscious electromagnetic field of intelligence, also known as the field that envelops all of creation. This interaction with the field then attracts to the individual an effect that corresponds to the causal feeling that initiated it, bringing full circle the magnetic working of the law of cause and effect, aka the law of attraction. You see, everybody has an electromagnetic field. This field is generated most strongly by the heart. Where there's electrical current, there's an electromagnetic field. See, electricity courses through each of us all the time, and we therefore produce an electromagnetic field. Research shows that this field actually carries information that is shared with other people. They have also found that the human body can act as an aerial with the capability to send and receive energy to and from its environment. This also includes energy exchange to and from other people. This energy exchange has also been found to influence our thoughts and emotions. So, this shows that when our electromagnetic field intersect, we are likely to be subconsciously communicating with each other. You know, when you just get a feeling about someone, I'm sure everybody has experienced that. How many times am I going to mention electromagnetic field anyway? Anyway, it has been said that when people touch or are in proximity, there is an energy exchange. This highlights the importance of touch, or at least being in close proximity of each other. Electricity creates magnetism and vice versa, and the opposite poles of a magnet are forever seeking to come together. This magnetic attraction in physical and biological terms can be likened to desire, the pulling or attracting force in the law of attraction. You see, those humans who are described as having a magnetic personality, they do in fact have a more generous amount of life force, which causes others to be more attracted to them than to the average human. This magnetic attraction can be seen as visibly observed when magnets are placed within the scattering of iron shavings. The human body is made up of trillions of cells, many of which use electrical activity to send and exchange messages to keep the body functioning optimally. While neurons, the brain's basic building block, can also speak to each other through neurotransmitters or chemical messengers, their fastest communication is carried out via electrical excitation from one neuron to another. The heart and the brain both provide electrical activity, and it is the electromagnetic activity and its interaction through vibratory action and attraction, with the greater electromagnetic field outside the body, which includes the universe. Which leads me to our DNA. See, people like Einstein, Tesla, and the science of quantum physics have shown us that the fabric of the universe is composed of vibrational strings expressed as energy. Every single cell and organ system, as well as our entire physical body, is encompassed and surrounded by its own individual energy field. The basis of every state of mind and matter, including conditions of disease or health, is their primary state of vibration. Therefore, the very life we live is a reflection of our own vibrational essence. We are the creative force in the unfolding story of our journey. Our world, as we embark upon it now, is filled with higher consciousness and vibrational frequencies that will only be supporting our highest potential. Let's look back in 1953, when a scientific research reported by James Watson and Francis Crick captured the attention and imagination of our modern civilization. Their studies on the nature of DNA, the blueprints for the structure of our cells, created the belief that genes control biology, the foundation upon which modern medicine is built. This belief evolved into the concept known as genetic determinism, the notion that our physical and behavioral fates are encoded in the genes, that we are helpless victims of genetics. One of the biggest intellectual roadblocks to overcome in healing ourselves and initiating the process of DNA activation, or even understanding the universe fully, is based on this assumption. Our genes determine our reality, or the likelihood our lives and health will follow a predetermined path. The food we eat, the air we breathe, even the words we speak, and the ecological system in which we live influence the switches that turn on and off the expression of our genes and DNA. Additionally, the signals generated from our perceptions of the world we live in, our thoughts, beliefs, prayers, meditations, and intentions influence our inner environment, causing chemical changes in our body and brain and affect the way our genes communicate instructions to our cells, and literally have the effect of altering and activating our DNA. The latest breakthrough research in cell biology and quantum physics, according to cellular biologist Bruce Lipton, he shows that our genes and DNA are activated and influenced by signals from outside the cell membrane. This pioneering research in the field of vibrational medicine is known as the science of epigenetics. Epigenetic studies show how forces operating outside the DNA sequence, including extracellular, environmental, and energetic influences, affect the development, functioning, and evolution of biological systems. The science of epigenetics lies in tracing the signal outside the cell back to its origins. It looks for the energy flow that causes the DNA blueprint to activate a particular pattern, the driving force behind the way our DNA activates and expresses itself. I hope you guys are still following me. Epi implies traits that are above, in addition to, or on top of the cell membrane. Genetics pertains to the DNA in the nucleus, the library of blueprints, which is found inside each living organism or individual cell. Therefore, epigenetics means control or influence of DNA from above or outside the gene. Epigenetics is also showing us that through conscious intention, we can change our quality of life from what we have been handed down epigenetically from previous generations. This science confirms that it is our individual choices based on our degree of consciousness that play a role in change our cellular structure and level of DNA activation. This research behind the science encourages us to abandon obsolete beliefs that we are victims of predetermined genetic codes. Epigenetics clarifies how perceptions of our inner and outer environments shape our biology and behavior. It makes us gods of our own lives, rewriting the rules of disease, heredity, and well-being. Our genes reside in this morphic field, and it plays an important role in the epigenetic control and activation of our DNA. It is a field of energy containing certain frequencies of information or resonance. All living species, human beings, animals, and plants have a consciousness and therefore a morphic field that consists of atoms and exists at a particular threshold of vibration. See, illness occurs when these atoms compromising the human body vibrate at unhealthy frequencies. The morphogenetic energy field evolves, organizes structures, and resonates. It is influenced by epigenetic factors that translate into vibrational frequencies generated by our environment, perceptions, meditation, intention, and prayers, all of which influence the process of DNA activation. The practice of conscious intention, combined with an energy field that is responsive by nature, can expand our gateways of awareness so we can experience our fullest expression as limitless beings. To be powerful, our intent must be deeply, personally, and sincerely engaged, where pure sincerity of heart is felt and expressed in the act of devotion. Our consciously formed beliefs, thoughts, prayers, and intentions have a much stronger effect on our lives than our genes do.
I don't know what more you need to understand how significant you are. We are all gods. We all have the power to control our lives, with the power to create whatever we want. It all depends on the limit you set yourself in. Think about this. Harvard have been able to download 700 terabytes of data onto a single gram of DNA. They downloaded books and movies and so much information in 1 gram. Imagine what information is stored within us already. Is that where intuitive knowledge comes from? Isn't that something strange?